Last time I took you for a walk about in central Manchester, the place was as dead as a dodo. Today is a bit different. Join me for the week 14 Newcastle Diet weighing and blood sugar tests, but first a little stroll around the city centre, and boy will you see the difference. So, in the UK and other countries with a Christian heritage, to have the name city, or the status of being a city, you need to have a cathedral. That's definitely the case in the UK. I assume it's the same in other countries, or at least other Christian heritage countries. And, of course, Manchester is no exception to this. Quite a nice building, and a scaffolding, a bit like a lot of other things were, getting work done during the lockdown. I have actually been inside once. Years and years ago at school we were all carted off here for a Christmas carol service, but that's the only time I've been inside. So this is just a small sample of the city centre. Absolutely rammed, people queuing to get in even. Is it because Mancunians like drinking, or is it just because people were fed up of being cooped up for so long? And for those of you who want to know how it all works, it's all table service only, probably advisable to book because these places are now so busy. It's pretty hard to get walk-ins, I imagine, not that I've tried very often. And everybody has to scan an app or leave their details. That's every person in the party, and we have something called the rule of 6 here, so you're not allowed to gather in groups of more than 6. Of course, this all leaves me with a whole stack of temptations. I mean, I could be like a kid in a sweet shop here, but I'm going to show some dietary discipline, of course. So you might wonder how I'm doing. Well, we've now done 14 weeks on the Newcastle Diet, so I'm now down to 1 shake a day and 2 meals, which is great because that allows me a bit of flexibility, which I didn't have, of course, beforehand. So I'll obviously be very keen to get off these shakes completely, but after a week and a bit where I was actually feeling very hungry all the time after the reintroduction of food, it's alright now. I feel okay. I'm sticking roughly to my limits, okay, maybe gone a little bit over on some days, but I'm hoping that today's weigh-in will yield a positive result, even though at some stage this water weight has to go back on. I will be a very happy chappy though when I've had my last shake in 2 weeks' time. I am a bit fed up with them, they're sweet. Okay, a mixture of flavours, but I'm not a sweets man. And I have, of course, been reading up furiously because in a couple of weeks' time I've got to decide what to do. I guess if I'm still not sure, I'll just do a week or two of 1,500 calories a day until I've decided what I'm doing. But so much to read, so much to research. So I'm going to do a bit of shopping, which I need to do, which is the most boring thing in the world, of course. And I'll see you in a bit for this week's Scores on the Doors back at the ranch. Well, back again we are. It's now week 14, so, or the end of week 14. Okay, let's go. $106.9. Okay, that's somewhat better than I expected. I'll take that any day. So now let's do the blood sugar test. Okay, 5.6, little higher than it has been recently, but it's okay. So it seems all's well in my world of weight loss and blood sugar correction at the moment, at least. So we'll have our usual little analysis now of the scores on the doors. And the weight was quite a surprising 1.1 kilo loss to move us down from 108 kilos to 106.9. I actually wasn't expecting that, and not because I've been behaving like a pig or anything like that, but just because I was expecting a bit of water weight to come back on. Maybe that's still to come, I don't know. But that is good news, that it's all going in the right direction as I transition. I'm worried about the mixture of the sweet shakes and the savoury meals I'm having, because mixing sugar and fat is well known to be a bad combination. The BMI, well, that's gone down as well after last week's minuscule drop from 37.4 to 36.9. Long way to go still on that one, but we're biting off little chunks of that. And the blood sugar, well, that's gone up a little bit from 4.9 to 5.6. Nothing really to worry about. I've been checking that every day. No figures of concern. Obviously, if it does get above a certain point on more than one or two occasions, then I'm going to have another look at that if I slip back into the pre-diabetic range for whatever reason. I don't expect that to happen, but again, the more I eat normal food added to those sweet shakes, it does create a potential for a small issue there. And if that happens, I might well just dunk the one shake I'm now on a day period. I'd probably ease myself off enough anyway. Don't forget, I'm posting a lot of my meals, not all of them, on Instagram, so you can check and see what I'm actually consuming other than the shakes when I get the time to photograph and post them. And of course, when I go out in my new series of Mutton Checks It Out, where I check out places that have reopened in Manchester and other English cities eventually, you can see everything I order, everything I eat, and everything I don't eat and take away or throw away. And on top of that, my other series, which is going to be Eating Out on a Diet, where I take you to restaurants and show you what I'm doing, what I'm eating, that hopefully keeps the weight off. Not intended to be a gospel recommendation, it's just what I'm doing. And you can see whether it works looking at my weigh-ins every week. So, that's all for now. Remember to keep liking, sharing and subscribing. Your support spurs me on. Please also add comments if you want to. Not many of you do, but if you think you can make a useful contribution, positive or even negative, please feel free to add a comment. Bye for now. I'll see you on the next one. And don't forget, you can't beat a bit of mutton.